call and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Genty Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in. Hey world, this is Jamie, the Jamie and Genty Show, right here on Fishbowl Network. Welcome in. It's Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022. It's almost the end of August. Can't you imagine? Now, football's in the air. We got, NFL coming up in the next, less than 7 days? 10 days? We got college football starting this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's weird, because of the holiday weekend. So that's the one weekend that we have where college football will be showing for 5 straight days. So with that being said, I will talk about UNT versus UTEP. That was the first game, week 0. The reason why I talk about UNT is because I went to that school. And numerous people don't want me to talk about UNT. Well, some people do. Some people don't. I'm pretty sure when I talk to you guys later on, whether it's after today's show or during the week, you're going to be like, well, why can't you talk about the Longhorns? Why don't you talk about Baylor? Why don't you talk about Tech? Okay, first of all, Baylor's a great team. Okay, I think they'll win the Big 12 outright. Texas, they're rebuilding. They will never, and I said this before, they will never be elite. No matter how many recruits sign on to their program, they will never be elite, ever. And I know I'm going to get backlash for that, but it's true. When's the last time you see an elite Longhorns team? I'll wait. Nope, I never seen it. The last time I seen it was 2009. That's the last time they got to a championship game. Those were the elite years. Now it's like, man, we hope to be elite, but yet y'all ain't even close. And then Tech's just Tech. No defense, high power offense. It's always the same thing with them every single year. You score 50 points a game, but you give up 50 points a game. It's y'all need to fix your defense. Stop recruiting offensive players. We know that your quarterback is going to get over 10,000 yards for his career. We know the receivers are going to get over 1,000 yards every season because you throw the ball a lot, but you don't play defense. The Big 12 is not a defensive league, especially Tech. But anyways, okay. So I will dive into that Big 12 stuff later on. Not this show, but later on as the show keeps growing. Now, UNT versus UTEP. This game was played on Saturday. How many people watched the game live? How many people listened to the radio live? I did. I was, in the gym, working out, listening to the game live in El Paso. They did a great job broadcasting it late at night. But, hey, UNT got the win, 31-13. And here's my 5 takeaways that I experienced from that game. Number 1, the running game. The running game was dominant. We had Ayo Adedi, Isaiah Johnson, Oscar Adaway III carrying the ball. Adedi had 80 yards. Isaiah Johnson had 37, and Oscar had 23, but he scored a touchdown. So the running game is dominant. UTEP couldn't match it all game long. I mean, hey, we got 3 elite, well, not elite, but 3 decent running backs that can get the ball and get to their spots. We work the running game. I mean, hey, we can be done. We can ride. Our offense can ride on the running game. Basically, We got the best offensive line in the conference. It's an experienced offensive line. The running back coach is Patrick Cobb. Do you remember Patrick Cobb? He played in the 2000s at North Texas. Then he went to the NFL. Now he's a running back coach. That's probably why these guys are getting the numbers they're getting. And so they're hitting the gaps. The only weakness that they have in the running game is the screen. I think we need to set up more screens more. There's times where the offensive line got pushed back. We were losing 2 to 3 yards a gain. Basically, on first down, when you lose 2 to 3 yards, you have to throw the ball second and 13, which to their credit, this game they were able to get over that hump. Now, other games when other teams are playing, when their teams other teams are pressuring 4, UTEP this game pressured 3. And I think we did a good job of protecting the quarterback and giving him some time for not only for him to see the field, but to dish it out. So the running game was dominant, guys. Number 2, the quarterback, Ani, showed poise. He didn't get down on himself. He didn't force the issue. He showed poise in the pocket, and when the pocket closed, he was able to run for the first down. He was able to make some plays on his feet, and he can do that. This is not an elite quarterback by any means. He's just a quarterback that can just get it done. He's kind of like a stationary quarterback. We don't ask more of him. We don't ask him to run a lot. We don't ask him to throw like 30 times a game, which, by the way, he did this game. But UNT's offense should rely on the running game. We need to get our running backs at least 20 carries a game. A day he had 17. Isaiah Johnson has 7, but it was by committee. Running game was dominant. Quarterback, was poised. However, I don't think he took a sack. Well, he took 1 sack, but overall, it was a good job by him. Do I think he's the best quarterback in this conference, in the Conference USA? He could be. But in order for you to be the best quarterback, you have to lead your team to victories. There's times where you might have to throw the ball 40 times to get your receivers open. There's times where you might have to make the play yourself. There's times where you have to take over the playbook, which you don't have to listen to the play calling on the sidelines. You're looking at the sidelines a lot, and they're making weird signs. You watch a college football game, right? And those guys, there's like 3 offensive coordinators, at least 3. That's how I look at it. There's supposed to be 1, but there's like 3. Every team has this. Every team's making signs of, weird signs. You can see it in person. You can see it on TV. For the defense, they're putting signs up of, they're putting signs. Let's say, for example, they'll put a sign. They'll put a picture of Nicki Minaj. They'll put like a picture of a taco. Basically just to say, I guess for personality purposes. So that's how I look at it on offense. Somebody's always putting a post out there of something, a picture of something to indicate what they're running. So this game, Ani, just keep it up, bro. I know I called y'all sick in the off season, but keep this going. You played a weaker UTEP defense. We don't even know what they gave us, what they put out there. Number 3, receivers. Now these are not household names, and I'm going to read the receivers on this team. Roderick Burns, Jake Roberts is the tight end. Damon Ward Jr., Jamari Macklin, Zahili McMillan, Bryson Johnson, Tommy Bush. Are those guys elite receivers? Are those guys NFL talent receivers? Probably not. I mean, they're just getting started. There are no I can't remember the receiver's name, but he's in Tampa Bay now. Um, they're no they're no elite. They just get the thing done. I mean, they're not route runners. They this game they just happen to get open because UTEP was playing soft coverage, literally soft. Like you can just run a 5 6 yard out to them, and that they can catch it and run, and they'll pick up additional yards. And these guys are not household names. Watch for them later on in the season and see if they can make an impact for this team in the games to come. I don't know how. I don't know how the conference will go. But like I said, these guys got the job done. They're not like elite, but soon enough they got to pick up their game. But that's the positive, guys. The running game was positive. The quarterback was. He played the whole entire game. I thought they would take it. I thought they'll take him out after we were up 31-13. That was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Just put another quarterback in and see what he can do. But Ani played the whole entire game. I think that was their mission, and he did a good job. Number 4, defense and mental mistakes. Okay, defensively, guys, we were shaky from the start in the first half. I don't care, and I read some of the comments online. I do follow North Texas online, and some of the comments were like, "Well, we were dominant." Well, how are you going to be dominant when you give up 13 points and you had 3 personal fouls in the first half? You gave up a deep ball. There was a lot of frustration on the sidelines. So, in order to avoid those things, you have to use your head. Okay? You have to use it. You cannot, the officials are always going to protect the quarterback. That's no doubt. The quarterback scrambling around in the pocket, push him early. Like when he has the ball, just push him. Instead of when he throws the ball, when he lets go of it, I don't care if he's throwing it out of bounds or he throws it over the receiver's head. Just leave him alone. And that quarterback is not even elite. We don't have to study him. Like elite quarterbacks, we study for it. We take we take it personally. We're not studying for Tom Brady. We're just studying for Gavin Hardison. He's not an NFL potential NFL quarterback. We can study for him. He's easy enough that we can get pressure on him. So defensively, this was a decent job, guys. It wasn't dominant. Dominant would be like a shutout. Shutout the whole entire game. You don't give up 400 yards. You can give up half of that, maybe 200 yards. But this was not dominant. Cut the mental mistakes. Make the defensive plays early instead of the second half. Then you win the game. I mean, I didn't know before this game, I picked UNT to lose because I thought they weren't that team. And after one game, I still don't think they're that team. Because I gotta see it from top to bottom. It starts on defense, actually. You got a defensive corner who's been in the game for over 40 years. He knows the game inside and out. We have to be more disciplined on defense. Now that's the thing. We got to continue to force turnovers. We force. They said it was a turnover. It was an interception in the game, but they did not give it to him. But at least But I want to know what UTEP did differently in the second half. I mean, they were playing from behind. They were just trying to get through they were just trying to get through it. But that wasn't a good team that we played against. And like I said in the offseason, we can win this conference because we're elite, not only in the enrollment, but we're elite on the field and on the court too. So we can easily win this conference against these teams because these teams are nothing. So defensively, moving forward, we have to stop. We have to stop making those mistakes. We have to be consistent. We have to be alert, high alert on numerous things. But other than that, defensively, man, you pitch a shutout. Like I said, it was a decent job. But moving forward, those penalties can cost us games. Just don't give up the big plays to lesser teams. But my final take is the offense is not one-dimensional. So last year, the offense was relying on his arm. Even though he threw it 36 times, Ani, didn't have to do much. We got 3 running backs. I wish they used 1, or 2, but we got 3 good running backs. We got some decent wide receivers, including the tight end. Offensive line is experience. So this is not a one-dimensional game. Our running game can take us places. Our receiver core can take us places. Quarterback, if he does not make those mental mistakes, then he can take us places. But don't let it be last year where you lose, you start 1-6, and then you have to rally back, because that's not going to fly. Especially with me. If we start like that again, I'll call for the coach to be fired. But then again, it's not his fault because he put the players in position to succeed. The defense has to create turnovers. We need more turnovers. We need pressure. So Phil Bennett is the defensive coordinator. We need more pressure from our defense. We can rush 5. Because most teams cannot block 5, and most teams don't have a running quarterback. This quarterback wasn't running at all. Maybe UTEP wasn't calling the right plays, or maybe the receivers weren't running the right routes, and so. But our defense has the ability to create plays, get to the quarterback, force those turnovers. Time will tell. But Coach Seth Littrell, even though this may be his last season at UNT, I hope they don't extend him. If he, I'll say this, if he goes 6-6, right, and you're going to a new conference next season, I wouldn't give him a contract extension. I expect more from him, right? I expect this team to win at least 8 games. Not my prediction. I said 4. But if 8 games, if you can win 8 games, Seth Littrell, I would say keep your job. I would say do a contract extension for another maybe 3 years at least. Because it's always an up and down spiral on this team. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're mediocre, and then mediocre turns into the worst. You can't have all those anonymity. We can't have all those everything building on that campus if you can't win football games. We can't go to a bigger game. We have to go to a bowl game that's in our house. Make those teams fly to our house. Nah, bro. I want to see bigger ball games. I'm sorry. But this game was a shaky start. I know it was week 0. Nobody's used to be playing in late August. Everybody's used to playing in September. But this game was shaky from the start. Wasn't great, but good enough for them to win the game. Now, we got SMU coming up, okay? Now, SMU is down the street from us. SMU, I never been to the SMU campus as a whole. I heard some good things about them. Their football team's on the rise. I mean, they lost their coach last year to TCU, which is, 30 minutes down the road? Listen, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. But we play SMU. They go to Denton. I know some people listen to this broadcast in Denton. Yes, I may not be at the game, but this is our chance, guys. I mean, SMU is used to killing us. They're used to it. They don't have the best talent on their team, but anytime they play against us, they're used to killing us. So we got to start early, and we got to finish. So with that being said, I know there's going to be a lot of hype talking about this game. My prediction for this game is, I don't see. I mean, if we start early, right? We start this game early. Like if we start making defensive plays, if we get our running game going, our receivers run great routes. I do see us winning this game. If we do those three things. If we go back to mediocre, we start the game with UTEP throwing the ball around us, then we're going to lose the game. And SMU is a lot better than UTEP. So, with that being said, we just got to see what happens. Now, this game's not on TV. It should be, but it's not. They'd rather show all those games on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Plus, Fox, Fox 1, Fox 2, but not this game. Why not this game? This game is a rivalry game. You rather show TCU and SMU, but you can't show UNT and SMU. And that's our biggest rival, guys. But, hey, I'm not in charge of those networks. Now, let me tease about the WNBA, okay? Just a little teaser before we go to break. Game 1 was played on Sunday. Both of those games. Okay, so we got Seattle and Las Vegas. Seattle won 76-73. You know what's funny? Brianna. You gotta focus. Seattle's gotta focus on three players: Brianna Stewart, Drew Lloyd, and Tina Charles. Those three players there are going to be the reason why Seattle gets to the next round. Those players there, Brianna Stewart, her game. She was just on fire, just making moves, being aggressive to the basket, getting her own shots. Drew Lloyd has. Have you ever watched Drew Lloyd play basketball? She has that Kobe mentality, like she wants the ball in her hands. She can go for the mid-range shot. She can a great three-point shooter. Picks her spots to get to her goal to the point where. She's not going to be denied. So, and then Tina Charles was just defending Aja Wilson like crazy. Aja Wilson had picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter. But now, granted, she did a great job of being smart. Great job not picking up those fouls in an additional foul in the second quarter for her to sit on the bench for the entire first half. So I'll give her that credit. But those three players, plus the Sue Bird, who can dish it out, can get Seattle to the WNBA Finals. Because they're just, across the board, they're just that elite. Now, this series will go 5. I still think Las Vegas has a little bit of a chance. Chelsea Gray did her thing, 21 points. Like I said, she was just picking her spots. She's just a great shooter, a great mid-range jump shooter. Like Drew Lloyd, she's never going to be denied of getting to her spots. And so that's where I see Kelsey Plum, not her best game, even though she had 20 points, but they will need for her to step up if Las Vegas has a chance. I don't think Becky Hammond got out-coached But I do think that adjustments need to be made, and in Seattle too, they need to make adjustments as well. Every team is not going to be perfect, but adjustments for Las Vegas. Maybe you need to throw a double T at Drew Lloyd. Maybe you need to, go zone. Las Vegas has a deeper depth than Seattle does. So we got to see what happens. And AJ Wilson has to stay out of foul trouble early. They need you on the court. And like I said, Las Vegas has a deeper depth. But AJ, we need you on the court for not only for scoring, but for defending the paint. So that was game one. Game two is tomorrow night on ESPN. 2 games. So I want to talk about Chicago and Connecticut real quick. Now this game, Coach said it was messy. We want a messy game. We want blood. A messy game would be like a disgusting game. We'd be like, it'd be like, we want we want players scrambling around, getting loose balls, fouling each other. That's what you call a messy game, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect, but a messy game. This game, 68-63, Connecticut, kind of like a messy game. Do I think this series will be over in 3? No. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say, give it about 4 games maybe. And if Connecticut says they're going to do some things, then I expect Connecticut to take control in this series. So, with that being said, I want Connecticut to take that next step. Don't let Chicago have a chance, even though Candace Parker did her thing and kept her team in the game. And that Candace Parker is a leader, man. You can't say enough about her game and her leadership. She's trying to do things on her own. Basically, she kept the game alive. Basically, kept Chicago in it. No one else was doing anything. Everyone was just jacking shots. But yet she kept them going. Or else, if she wasn't doing anything, this could have been a blowout. But I do see Connecticut accelerate the thing. Just put your foot on the pedal. Push it forward. Because Chicago does not have an answer for Connecticut's game. Connecticut plays a slow-paced game. They allow you to play their game. Like, Chicago likes to get out and run. Connecticut's like, okay, let's slow it down. Let's play our half-court offense. This is so boring. I want to see, fast pace. But Connecticut doesn't have that. You got to respect their game. You got to respect the type of shots they take. Because their shots are shot selection is good on their part. So, with that being said, I want to see a messier game from both teams. Now, that's enough WNBA talk. We'll talk more about that later on. But coming up next is that season. It's youth sports season with all the stuff that we have going on right now. Youth sports is the number one thing that's going on in our areas, guys. And I'm going to give you some pros and cons of this so that you don't become victim of embarrassment for your child, not only for your child, but for the internet. Let's discuss about it, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to avoid it. Coming up next, it's Fishbowl Radio.
You've never been to heaven. misdemeanors. Hot girl shit, but I'm cold every season. Know he got that pipe, let him bust it till it's leak. Yeah, booty like a pillow, he can use it while he sleeping. Look, don't be going through my phone, cause that's the old me. Ain't the only one tryna be my one and only. Real thick, moving slow, that body like codeine. He a player, but for making it, cutting the whole team. That body, looking nice. I got cake and I know he wanna slice. I wish a nigga would try to put me on ice. I ain't never had to chase dick in my life. I want that nasty, that freaky stuff. Live under my bed and keep me up. That Hansel and Gretel, let him eat me up.
Ooh, this the ride of your life. Hold on, cause baby, I might just give you a bite of the sweetest pie. Ooh, baby, we can go fast. I'll drive and you just lay back. I got the flavor, the last, yeah, the sweetest pie. I might take you home with us. I might give you all of it. Come get your toes up, the sweetest pie. Ooh, this the ride of your life. Hold on, cause baby, I might just give you a bite of the sweetest pie. You got me hung up from across the room. I'm so high that I'm on another altitude. And on my cloud, I got some space for you. Got a taste for you.
Won't bounce to the ounce. Pick it up, put it down. Wanna put his nutty buddy in my fudge rounds. He tight than a bitch, he ain't had it like this. Toes curling like they throwing gang signs on crib. One thing about me, I ain't taking no shit. He will, I know it's pissing off his old bitch. Caesar, Milan, I got his ass trained. Try to let a dog know who really running things.
You've never been to heaven, have you? Ooh, this the ride of your life. Hold on, cause baby, I might just give you a bite of the sweetest pie. Ooh, baby, we can go fast. I'll drive and you just lay back. I got the flavor, the last, yeah, the sweetest pie. I might take you home with us. I might give you all of it. Come get your toes up, the sweetest pie. Ooh, this the ride of your life. Hold on, cause baby, I might just give you a bite of the sweetest pie.
Real hot girl shit. Me and Dua Lipa finna get the party lit.
Just give you a bite of the sweetest pie.
She's alright. That girl's alright with me. Yeah.
This is the extended version.
Hey girl, I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can grip it, you can go down and kiss it. And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-R-E-A-K, F-R-E-A-K, One thing about me, I'm the baddest alive. He know the prettiest bitch didn't come until I arrive. I don't let bitches get to me, I fuck they man if they try. I got a princess face, a killer body, samurai mind. They can't be Nikki, they sound stupid, I just laugh when they try. A thong bikini up my ass, I think I'll go for a dive. His ex-bitch went up against me, but she didn't survive. On applications, I write pressure, cause that's what I apply. Pressure apply, can't fuck a regular guy. Wetter than umbrellas and stickier than apple pie. I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can grip it, you can go down and kiss it. And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-R-E-A-K, What the fuck is in Chanel, nigga, custom down? Like, what the fuck, the same Burberry custom brown? He said, could you throw it back when you touch the ground? And he said, do that pussy purr. I said, yup, me out, hold up. Fuck boys, ain't no need for you to roll up. Ain't no need for you to double tap, nigga, scroll up. Keep these bitches on their toes like Manola. Be on the lookout when I come through, bolo. Oh, wow, elegant bitch with a hoe glow. If it ain't big, then I won't blow. Any, more. Fuck is the T, I just F the G. Made him say, just ask Master P. Fall so hard, I just took a knee. Give me Rocky ASAP, nigga, worth the rate. Freak. Some gala freak. I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can grip it, you can go down and kiss it. And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-R-E-A-K, I'm a movie, I should be on replay. I'm tryna F-U-C-K. He got pictures of my titties in his briefcase. I like D-I-C-K. I like bad bitches too. She could be bad. Ass fat to the max like T-J. B-J while he's speeding on the freeway. Don't play with Nikki cause it could get tricky. And that's word to Dricky, bitch, it could get sticky. And that's word to Dwayne, Michael Carter. I'ma finish these dumb bitches. Michael Myers. Don't nobody wanna hear that weak shit hoe. In the game 15 ain't peak yet hoe. Tell that goofy get a chair. She was cocky, I could swear to my old tape. So more than your album. Drop a tape, Nick James, bitch. Drop a tape, Nick James, bitch. I can lick it, I can ride it while you slipping and sliding. I can do all them little tricks and keep the dick up inside it. You can smack it, you can grip it, you can go down and kiss it. And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-R-E-A-K,
Guys, welcome back to the Jamie Agenda Show right here on Fishbowl Network. So yes, so I teased this before the break, okay? I teased that U Sports is coming up. Okay, so like I said, we have a lot going on. College football, WNBA, even though some of y'all don't watch. Then you have the NFL coming up. I know some people are Cowboys fans, some people are New Orleans fans, Jets, Giants, wherever it may be. Yours weekends, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday, are going to be taken over by kids. Now, here's the pros and cons of that happening. Okay, so number one, competitive. Kids having fun. And so, kids want to have fun. Number two, volunteer coaches get first-hand experience. Number three, creates chemistry among families. Now, number four, gets participation trophies for participation. So, if you ever go to a league, you ever start whether it's a church league, development league, any league, I'm not saying you get a medal for every game, or a trophy for every game. Because a trophy would be like, if you get a trophy every game, then it'd be like, it'll kill the experience, in my mind. Because you haven't done anything. I mean, you get a medal for the word of the day, or you just get a medal, period. But getting a trophy, especially if the kid has not been there for every game. My thing is, why should you get a trophy when you have not been there? Like, I know there's vacations happening. I know that things happen. I know here in Texas, we have the state fair that is happening at the end of September into mid-October, which, by the way, I want state fair officials. I know y'all listen to me in Dallas, right? Can you please extend the stay for about one more week? Just one more week. I know there's a lot of events going on. Halloween is there. There's other events, but can you extend it one more week, please? Just one more. I mean, you say there's like a big experience, but one more week, please. There's a lot. So with that being said, I'm not trying to be mean. However, your kid has to show up, man. Like 6 games and then you miss the last one. I mean, yes, you should get a trophy. But if you show up for one game and then you miss the last 6 or 7 or 8, no, I don't think you should get a trophy. Like, what have you done to say, you know what, I'm going to give you a trophy? No, you have to earn it. We got to make the kids earn it. By showing up. Showing up is one thing. Just show up. You don't have to, be the best on the field, on the court. or in the outfield, at least show up and give it your all. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Now, rules are fair. Easy money for teens, college students, and ex-athletes. So if you want to become a ref, then it's easy money for you guys, okay, for teenagers. I know as a teen, we were all teenagers, and we just view work as just work. Just work. You know, it was just irrelevant for us. But if you're becoming a teenager, you have to sacrifice a weekend with your friends, or a weekend by sitting around in your house playing video games. Can you sacrifice those two things on a weekend and then try to work a referee job caring about the kids? This will upgrade everything. College students, I know some of y'all are deep diving your books. Some of y'all come from numerous places to work a job. College students, I know y'all have a lot going on, especially with friends. Like I said to the high school students, sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice something on the weekends or during the week. Sacrifice it. Because hanging out with your friends, well, you can do that at night. You know, you can do that on a Sunday. If you work Saturday, you can do it Sunday. Maybe everybody doesn't hang out on Sundays. Maybe everybody says, you know what, we're going to hang out Saturday. You got to take off work to hang out on Saturday. Like, that's nothing. If they want to hang out on Saturday without you, you let them. So, sacrifice. Ex-athletes, you know, sometimes you sacrifice something. Sometimes you have to go do things. That's okay for ex-athletes. So, it's easy money, guys. Only thing is, you sacrifice. Selfless attitude for refs. Okay, so I'm a ref, guys. I'm not gonna tell you where I ref at, but some people do know. You have to make selfless. You can't make it about you. You have to selfless. You gotta care about the kids first, then the coaches, then the parents. Notice I said the parents last. I'm gonna deep dive into that when I talk about my cons. But the kids come first. You give a kid a high five. You give a kid some advice, even though you may not know the sport. You may not know basketball. You may not know flag football or football in general. Baseball, softball. Just a little bit of advice to give to the child so that child can, you know, learn. The child may not pick it up, but down the road, they'll be like, oh, I remember that ref telling me, you know, hey, shoot the ball. Or, hey, make sure you don't use your head to, you know, make sure you don't go helmet to helmet. Make sure you tackle them up top. Form tackle. Use two hands, grab the person, bring them down. Those things, selfless. Now, awareness is key. Avoid drama. Those are the pros. So, awareness, you have to be aware of everything around you, from parents to kids to refs. Referees is one. Coaches is another one. You got to be aware of what's going on the field and on the court. Avoid drama. So, this drama comes from kids. If you have like a custody battle where, you know, there's a stepdad involved, boyfriend involved, or the real dad is involved, and the boyfriend doesn't like the fact that they're involved in the kid's child, and, you know, dad doesn't, you know, it's a lot. But we don't want that drama happening in person. We have to avoid that. If you want to take that drama, you got to take it elsewhere. Take it elsewhere, off the court, off the field. We don't want that. Can we please not have that? It's like I said, it's not about you. It's about the kids. Just imagine if two grown adults are arguing over this and over, you know, over custody. Just imagine, like in the light. Like, guys, come to a compromise. You're men. You're women. You're grown adults. Compromise. Bring it together so that we don't have to, worried about, okay, these people here are going to fight over it. We're going to watch that versus the kid that's playing the game. No, you handle that civilly. Also, I do want, before I go to my cons, I do want to talk about snacks. So kids get snacks after the game, guys. They get snack and a drink and all that stuff. Now, those snacks are tasty. Snacks are healthy. That's good. Everybody has their preferences of giving snacks. But like I said, that's something you don't have to earn. What you have to earn is you have to earn participation trophies. If you don't participate, I will keep the trophy. I'd rather keep your trophy because I participate in every game. Okay? Y'all have not. But snacks-wise, y'all can grab a snack and go. Okay? That shows your hard work and determination. You deserve a treat after a game. Because you're sweating it out. You're sweating it out all, some kids may play the whole game. Some kids may play half the game. But at least you're being consistent in playing the games. That's how you get your snacks. Now, guys, one other thing about chemistry. Maybe somebody, I have a lot of connections. By the time I referee, I have, over 11 years. Well, this is my 11th season working as a ref of experience from the time I started till now. I have that chemistry. So you take care of the kids, you're going to build that chemistry. Now let's go to the cons, guys. Now I'm going to read off everything. I'm going to give my opinion on it. Selfish parents take the fun out of the game. Number 2, referees don't take accountability for their actions. Number 3, referee doesn't make kids a priority. Number 4 is key. Relatives get involved in the game. Number 5, kids missing once a week. I talked about that in the pros. All other obligations may happen. Kids may have a tournament. Kids may have some personal issues as far as grades and all that stuff. The second one's good. The first one is good as well. I'm not trying to say, you have all other obligations on. So I'm not trying to say that. What I do have an issue with is communication. You're not communicating with coach, and you don't definitely communicate with us. For me, honestly, I don't care. I don't care if you go out there and you not show up every week. I'm going to referee with the kids that are there, that sacrifice a weekend to spend time with me, because I care about the kids. Now, the key is relatives. That parents may bring a relative along and say, they may bring grandpa, brothers and sisters, cousins. They might bring a whole group to you guys. The only thing you have to watch out for is they get in the way. You can't shut them up because they may be right, they may be wrong, but they get in the way of the action of the game. Like, can we keep them at home? Can we put them in a section where they're watching the game from a distance? Like, if they're so hard-headed, then why not invite them? That creates more and more drama. Like, I'm not saying, if they're going to be good, laugh, celebrate their kids and other kids and all that stuff, I'd rather have that than a relative starting something. You don't want to start anything, especially the incident that happened in Dallas. Okay? Now, everyone has seen the tape and all that stuff. Honestly, I'm not even going to play it. I don't have to. I'm not going to, because that's tragic. But that's another example. We have to keep them out of the way. Referees don't not only take action, they take accountability for the actions. They don't make kids a priority. Those two are key, guys. If you're ever going to be a ref, you got to take accountability for your actions. If you miss a call, you say, my bad, you move on. If you don't make the kids a priority, hey, every ref's different. Every ref says, you know what, I'm going to referee this game for about an hour, and I'm just going to go home. Like, what has the kid learned? The kid has learned that, okay, he's going to referee my games, and he's just going to leave and not tell me nothing, not give me a handshake, not give me a five, not celebrate me. Guys, that's what you call selfishness. Don't be selfish. This world relies on selfishness. You don't have to focus on the world. You can be selfless. You can go out there and say, you know what, kid, you did your best. Thank you. You thank everybody. You thank the coaches. You thank the kids. You thank the parents that showed up. Because nobody has to be there. The parents can some parents out there that I see, they wear Texas jerseys. Some parents out there, they wear their favorite college jerseys. Some parents out there on Sunday wear NFL jerseys. They're watching the game on their phone instead of watching their kid. Guys, there's a thing called DVR. Deviate that game, then watch your kid first, DVR that game, and then go back to it. You don't have to multitask. We know you're watching the game. We know that. Your kid's playing the game, and you don't have the audacity to watch them. You have to care about that. That's your child. I'd rather take the phone out of your hand and say, you know what? I'm going to keep your phone till the end of the game. I've never done that before. I'm not going to do that. But take referees. Oh, that's another point. Referees. Take accountability. If you miss a call, just say, you know what? It's my bad. I'll correct it next time. And every time you step on that field, you make sure you read every single rule. I don't care if you read it 100 times. You get it right. But, like I said, goes back to my other point about selfish parents. You care about the NFL versus you care about the kid. Your kid thinks, okay, we're going to make it to the NFL. Kids have aspirations to get to the league. Yeah, that's good aspirations to have that. But parents, you don't have to make it about you. You don't have to say, you know what, just because I didn't get in the league, I got to put pressure on my kid. I was talking to a parent the other day, and I've been refereeing that kid since, I've been refereeing that kid for a long time, and he's like 17 years old now. And, and he stopped playing at 12 or 13 years old, stopped playing basketball. Now he's doing other things. So, but sports for them don't last forever, guys. You just got to be proud of where they're going to end up. But those are my pros and cons about youth sports. And I do want to play a video, right? This has to motivate y'all for the upcoming season. I want y'all to take account into what this video is saying. So this is only 17 seconds long. Listen for it. Put it in your mind so that when you get on the field, it is there. Let's play that video.
Kids excessively into competitive sports until they are genuinely interested and ready to do so.
Allow for a natural love for the game to develop, because then players can motivate themselves and better navigate the good, the bad, and the ugly of their athletic careers.
You see, the beauty of youth sports is that Harlan and I have only known each other for a couple of months. But through the highs and the lows of our basketball seasons, we've only grown as teammates.
With that being said, so you hear that. You let the kids play. Okay, so now we need to make improvements, guys. We have to make them, all right? Because we don't want another incident that happened in Dallas ever again. Never again. We don't want that. So, improvements for this. Hiring security. Maybe it's a police officer. Maybe it's a security, an armed security. Maybe it's a high-ranking council official that can come in and say, hey, you that come in, whether it's a man, woman, dressed up nice, even though it's hot out there. I don't understand how y'all dress like that. But anyways, we need those type. We need to say, you know what? If you're gonna hire security, you hire security for every field. If there's a high-ranking council official, a high-ranking council official needs to take notes. Needs to say, you know what? This parent's acting up. This happened. That happened. Maybe they can be somebody of interest. They can be like, okay, we're gonna run down the field with them. We're gonna march down the court with them. You know, my site managers are tough and authentic, and so they're gonna give it to you straight. Okay, so we need that. Number two, I did say high-ranking official. If there's a site manager, you cannot go over their head. Site managers have to be tough. You know, if you're ever going to be a site manager, you have to have thick skin. This is not right. You gotta take your tone to a minimum. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's not about the coaches. It's about the players. In that video, it's about the players. If things get out of control, guys, therapy is one. Okay, and we've seen this. We've seen a kid get out of control. We've seen a parent get out of control. Therapy is good. Okay, so you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I was a jackass last week. Well, I'm sorry. I was a dumbass last week. Maybe I need to change my style. Maybe I need to be more professional. Maybe I need to be an example of other parents on how to act. Okay? And I know that, you know, I understand it's competitive. I'm a competitive person too. But at the same time, you can't act out in front of kids or in front of parents. Because not only their kids are watching, your little ones are watching that as well. Now, they may be a few months old and 1 or 2 years old, but they'll start picking it up real quick if that parent or your parent acts up. That's why therapy is one. If you go to therapy, you apologize. I was a dickhead last week. I'm sorry. All's well. We move on. But this season, we have to make it about the kids, guys. There's no point of arguments. There's no point of taking your mind off your child just because of a college football game, just because of an NFL game. Those can wait. They can literally wait. You have time during the week to replay that game, to watch the game in full, to listen to the radio in full, listen to my podcast in full, because we will talk about the Cowboys in full. We will talk about UNT in full. We will talk about the Longhorns in full. We will talk about the Big 12 in full. But when your kid's playing a sport out there, your 110% is focused on them. I want that. I want to see that. Not only for my group, but for everybody out there in the nation. We have to stop acting like this, guys. We have to act professional. We don't want to be fools on TikTok saying, "Oh man, you know, look at this TikTok video. Look at this dumbass. Oh, he's playing around and all that stuff and all that stuff." We don't want to be like that, guys. We don't want to be internet famous. We don't want to be a Karen. We don't want to be a Ken. We want to be the best version of ourselves. Okay. So, I talked enough. But next week's show, guys, who's the big show? Because next week's show, not only we'll talk about college football, we're going to talk about the NFL predictions. Every division, we're going to talk about it. From AFC North to AFC East to the NFC East. We're going to talk about it, guys, because the NFL season is important. And I want to give you my predictions. I want to see y'all if you agree or disagree with them. We're going to leave. But next week's show, be excited. And I'll have more content for you. But if you're on YouTube, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to figure out this live streaming stuff, guys. I want to stream. So I'm going to figure it out. We might go live. We may not. But we're definitely going to go live. So I'll let y'all know about that. If you do follow me on social media, I'm going to let y'all know when we go live. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see y'all next week on Fishbowl Radio. And have a great day.